Well, hello friends. Olivia and I went thrifting today. It is Saturday, and she goes back to school for her last semester on Monday, and so this was going to be like our last chance to go thrifting, probably till she gets out of school. But anyway, so we went ahead and decided to go today. We were going to go yesterday, but it just didn't work out to go yesterday. Saturdays, we did find out, are very, very busy in the thrifting world. But we did end up going to all 4 of the major thrift stores in our small town. We went to Emilee and Ivy. We went to Twice Treasured, we went to Goodwill, and Salvation Army. Our first stop was Twice Treasured, and I'll show you what Olivia picked up, and then I'll show you what I picked up. So the first thing I'm going to show you that Olivia picked up was this album. It's got 2 vinyls in it, and it's the best of the 50s. It's got like Eddie Fisher, the Ames brothers, Ray Peterson, Hugo Winterhalter. I don't know these. I don't really know any of those people, but I'm sure it'll be something fun to listen to. So she picked that up and she paid $5 for it. Yeah, $5. And then the second item was one that she found it first, and she looked at it and then she set it back down, and then she picked it up again and said, look at this really neat autograph album. And it's this old autograph album. It says album on the front. It's like embossed on the front. It's red velvet. And I said, oh, that's cool. And so we start looking through it, and I said, oh, I think I'm gonna get it. And then she's like, well, if I buy something else, can I buy it? And I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, then she buys that album, so she buys this too. She paid $8.50 for it. And I'm like, oh, but I really liked it. And I'm like, can I use it in some of my vignettes sometimes? Well, she hasn't agreed to that yet, but she probably will. But it was dated 1889. And every page is filled out with her friends leaving little notes, and there's little stickers that I don't know if she added the stickers. Her name was Maggie. I don't know. Let me look through here and I'll find something to read. One of the entries to read to you. Some of the writing is very hard to read because they did that really fancy cursive back in the day. So let me find one and I'll read it to you. So like I was saying, every page in this little album is filled. So she had quite a few friends. And in fact, some of the opposite pages, like the back sides of the pages, are filled too. And this one, it says, Friend Maggie, set all your paths. Is that a set or is that a let? No, that's an L. Let all your paths be just and right. Let virtue be your aim. From a friend, Cottage Grove, February 2nd, 1889, Claude Sanders. I thought that was really interesting. And then there was one that says, let me see it. June 20th, 1889, I think. Yeah, 89. Dear Maggie, one line is sufficient. Amelia Frank. I don't know if you can read it. And then she's got, some of the pages were decorated really nicely. Like I said, I don't know if Maggie did it or what, but look at that. That one's really, really cool. It's got a sticker there. And there was another, like there, look at that sticker. I don't know what the etiquette was for the day, you know, back in the day of filling in these autograph books, like whether the person who was signing the autograph page like decorated the page, or if the owner of the book decorated the page after. There was another one I wanted to show you. Where is it? There it is. Isn't that so cool? This is so cool. I'm looking forward to sitting down and reading the whole thing. Olivia and I are going to sit together and read it because some of the words are a little hard to make out. But her name, the original owner of this book was Maggie Clark, and from 1889. And I absolutely love it. And I kind of know how I would like to style it if she'll let me use it and borrow it. But anyway, we loved this for a lot of reasons. Because it's old, because it was completely filled, and because I wanted to preserve it. Like, I didn't want it to wind up in a landfill somewhere, you know? This was some young girl, probably maybe graduated from high school or something, her memories that eventually, you know, I'm sure she's passed away, obviously, but yeah, just really, really cool. All right, I didn't pick up a ton of stuff from Twice Treasured, but I did pick up a few things. The first thing I got was a doily. It was normally $1.50. It was on sale for, let me see, let me look at my receipt, 40% off. So I got it for 90 cents. I'm always looking for doilies, and this one was a square one, which you don't find too terribly often. Then I picked up this figurine. I probably paid more for it than I should have, but I just couldn't get past the eyes. They were so stinking cute. The little mama owl with the baby owls. I paid $10.50 for it. There are no markings on the bottom at all. So I really don't know anything about it other than it was absolutely adorable, and it will look so cute with my owl collection. Then I found this old scale. It's a junior scale. I'm not sure. It's probably for like vegetables or fruit or something. It says Viking Junior Hansen model 890, made in Chicago, USA. I paid $5 for it, and I thought it would look really cute hanging off of my peg rack in my dining room with all of my other like vintage kitchen tools. And then the last thing I got from Twice Treasured was another one of those little baby bird things that are, it's not old. The lady makes these. You'll recognize it as soon as I show it to you. I just thought it was absolutely adorable, and I paid $12 for it. But like I said, she does all of this work herself. She knits the little birds, puts the little eyes on. Olivia knows how much work goes into these little knitted creatures, especially when you use this fuzzy yarn. It makes it a lot harder. And then she put it on the little branch with the wire. And I just thought this would be super cute hanging off of a little peg. And I just love the little eyes. I'm just really drawn to these little birds. I check her booth out every time I go into Twice Treasured, and usually I buy something because they're just so stinking cute. All right, that's everything I got from Twice Treasured. Then we went over to Emilee and Ivy, and Olivia and I both got several things there. I'll show you what Olivia picked up first. All right, as I've told you before, if you're new to my channel, when Emilee and Ivy, they take the tags off because it's a vendor mall. There's lots of different booths in there. They take the tag off and they don't give you a receipt. So I have no way of knowing what things cost. So what I do is I take a picture of the item while we're still in the store. And so I will be inserting pictures of how much we paid for these items. Although some of the things they do, like they write the price on, and so I can show you those prices. But anyway, Olivia has been looking for things for her little shelves. That she has little shelves for miniature things, and she said she'd like to start collecting little glass animals. So she found this little kitty, little tiny glass kitty with goofy eyes. And then she also found this little bouncy horse, rocking, I don't know what you'd call it. It's like a little toy that a child would play on. And I had one of these when I was a little kid, a little bouncy horse thing. And it's adorable, and it's made out of metal. So she's going to put these on her little shelves in her room of her little miniature things. I don't know if that is blurry or not. There we go. And then she wasn't going to do it. She was not going to buy more stuffed animals, but she could not control herself. And I was a really bad influence and said, oh, you should get it. But the first thing she found was this.
Actually, what you said was, it'll cry if you leave it.
Did you hear what she said? Yeah, I said the little bunny will cry if she leaves it, if she buys the 2 bears and doesn't get the little bunny. That's what I said. And the bunny would cry and feel really sad and left out. And so she, of course, had to get the bunny. Now, they just messed up the tie on this, but she can tie it back. The first thing she saw was this bear. And on the tag, it says Toe. And she couldn't, for the life of her, figure out why in the world is this bear called Toe. And I think it was $4.50. I don't think I took a picture of these bears. I believe this one was $4.50. And so she's like, I just don't have any more room for bears in my room. So she put it back. Well, we went all the way through the store, and we were towards the end of the store, and she saw this bear for $1.50. And it says Missile. And she's like, that's why that bear was called Toe. Mistletoe. For you guys, it's probably backwards. Mistletoe. So Missile was $1.50, Toe was $4.50. So she paid $6 for the pair. And so she's like, I'm going to get these. And then she's like, and I think I'm going to put the bunny back. And then I thought, well, how much is the bunny? And she's like, it's $1.50. And I'm like, you've got to get the bunny. It's going to be crying. You're going to hear it crying out in the car when we leave, because it's going to be so sad that you left it behind. Look at this adorable bunny, and its name is Josephine. So stinky cute. So she added to her addiction, and I helped with the stuffed animals. So that's everything Olivia picked up from Twice Treasured. So then I picked up quite a few things. I love Twice Treasured. They just have so many fun things there. So I have been looking for some authentic vintage eyeglasses. They look so cute sitting on vintage books and in different little vignettes, but they're really hard to find. They're really hard to find in our area. And so when I found these, actually Olivia found them, they were $10. And at first I thought, ooh, I don't want to spend that much. But they're actually very, very hard to find. These are actually authentic glasses. And $10 is really not a bad price for authentic vintage eyeglasses. So you will be seeing these in a vignette after I take my Christmas stuff down. So then in the same booth where Olivia found the little glass cat and the little bouncy horse thingy, there was this little burro. So cute. It's made out of wood. I don't know if this will fit on I don't think it'll fit on my printer's tray, but I do know where I'm going to put it. So I picked that up. Then I picked up this little miniature ornament. I liked it because it's not necessarily Christmassy, and I know that it will fit on my printer's tray. So I got this to go on my printer's tray. Then I found this adorable vintage Christmas ornament. It's a little flocked mouse, and it was $4. And I'm going to put this up on my shelf with the rest of my little flocked mice. Now, I won't leave it up there all year round. I'll take it down after when I take my Christmas decor down. But for now, I will put it up there. And then I found this. It was also $4. This originally came with reindeer attached to the sleigh. I have one of the originals with the reindeer, and they're hard to find. Usually you find them like this. The reindeer get lost, get broken. If you find them with the reindeers attached, they're usually pretty expensive. So this is the second one I have without any reindeer, because they sell them very cheap. And I don't care whether it has the reindeer or not. I do, like I said, I have one set that has the reindeer, and then I have two of the sleighs without the reindeer. And I just pick them up when I see them because, like I said, I don't mind it if they don't have the reindeer, because they sell them cheap when the reindeer are missing. Then I got two more vintage angels to go with my Christmas angels. I got this one, and it was $5. And then I got this one, and it was also $5, which might have been a little high, but they are authentically vintage, and I really liked them. I love their adorable, sweet little faces. And then I picked up this sweater for me. I just fell in love with it. I absolutely love the print on it. It's lightweight, so I won't get too hot. And I just absolutely loved it. Now, these look like they are embroidered on there, but they're not. It's like silk screen or something. And there is some component of wool in this sweater. Let me see if I can find the tag. 60, well, I guess there's no wool in it. I thought I read it had wool. Oh, it says use wool/silk detergent. So gentle. It's 60% polyester, 40% spandex. So anyway, I just absolutely loved it. There's no snags, there's no stains, and it's so cute. It's just so cute. So I picked that sweater up for me. I'm going to get it washed up, and I'll probably wear it next week. So I have two more things that I got from Emilee and Ivy. I picked up this cute little wooden chair. I didn't spend very much for it. It's not old. It says for decorative purposes only on the back. And I just love these. I love these little chairs like this. They are so cute to just set things on. So I will definitely be using that after Christmas. And then the last thing I picked up was a vintage planter. You know how much I like vintage planters. Now, this one does have some condition problems, but it was only $2. And I just loved her adorable little face. Isn't she adorable? She's got a cute little bonnet. And the condition problems are mainly on like the apron, so they don't stick out like a sore thumb. So there is condition problems, but they're not super noticeable. And she has lots and lots of crazing, which means she is quite old. I have no idea what the year would be on her, but I fell in love with her adorable face. And for $2, you know, I don't really care if there's a few chips. So I will set her with my vintage planter collection. Then we went over to Goodwill, and I really thought I was going to walk out of that store with nothing, because we went through the aisles twice and saw nothing. We were getting ready to leave, and they had some bins, that they had pulled out that they hadn't put on the shelf yet. And so we were looking through them. Again, Olivia found these for me, and so I picked these up. They were 99 cents a piece, and they were the Camp Snoopy collection from McDonald's. These glasses. Now they're very, very grubby. They're going to definitely need to be scrubbed. But we were needing some new glasses, and you know how much I love Snoopy and the Peanuts, the Peanut Gang. So I just had to pick these up for 99 cents. And we will actually use these. And I think I have some that are similar to this that have Winnie the Pooh on them, and they go through the dishwasher just fine. So I'm thinking these will go through the dishwasher just fine too. So here's the first design. Here's the second design. Here's the third design. So that was a really, really fun find. And then we went through the books, and I don't normally buy books. I have so many books to read anyway that I don't even usually look. But we went through the books, and I saw this one. It stood out to me because of the title, The Summer Before the War, and this was before World War I. It was set in East Sussex, England. And the other thing that kind of sold me on this book was its large print. And my eyes, I've always had really, really bad eyes. And my eyes just keep getting worse. And so it's a struggle for me to read sometimes, especially small print. So I think the chances of me actually reading this book are greatly increased by the fact that it has its large print. And it was only $1.99. So hopefully it's not full of trash and garbage, but I read a little bit, I read the back, and I don't think it's going to be dirty or anything like that, or have too many bad words. So that's everything we got from Goodwill. And then we just decided kind of at the last minute to go to Salvation Army. I wasn't going to go, and then I thought, oh, we've got a little bit of time, let's go. It was just a little bit out of the way, and it was not much. They were so they were so crowded with people, and the shelves were so picked over. I would think that after Christmas they would have full shelves because people like declutter, but maybe it's a little too early. I don't know, but their shelves were really picked over. I thought I was going to walk out of there with nothing, but I did end up getting two things. Both things I got were $2.99. This is the first thing I picked up, and I just liked it because it's definitely clearly old. I loved the print on it, and I thought this would be so cute in the summertime to use as a riser in my displays. Now it does have a candle in it. It's supposed to smell like citronella. It stinks. It doesn't smell good at all. At first I was thinking I was going to just get the wax and dump it out, but it adds weight to this. So I'm afraid if I took the wax out, then this would become very lightweight and tippy, and anything I would put on it would be in danger of falling. So I think I'm going to leave the stinky candle in there and just keep it closed, and just use this as a riser in the summertime. It's so cute. A little metal container. It has a little bit of rust and stuff on it, so that makes me think that it's fairly old. And it also says made in Hong Kong on the bottom, so that again is a clue that it's on the older side. And then the last thing I picked up, it's not old at all, was $2.99, and I just thought it was adorable. I did not need any more Santas, but I am a sucker for Santas, especially if they're vintage or if they're super cute. So this will just go up with the rest of my Santa collection. All right, friends, that is it for this haul video. If I do get anything styled, I will tack it on to the end of this video. But anyway, friends, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. In the comment section below, let me know what your favorite item that I found was on this trip. I would have to say that the favorite item that I found today is actually my sweater. I really, really like that sweater. And then that autograph album that's actually Olivia's. But I think those were my favorites in this haul. All right, friends, thanks so much for watching, and we will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.